So, people of the internet, I have a confession to make. When I was 19, I was a secret fashion blogger. I'd hit a bit of a rough patch with my best friends turned roommates when I discovered the Clothes Horse and fell into her archives. Through Rebecca's blog, I found this massive network of style bloggers and immersed myself in their world. They all seem to share the similar narrative of introverted girl who found friendship through the creative outlet of getting dressed and posting pictures of their outfits online. Well, I identified with that and I wanted in. Thus far, our relationships had been completely one-sided. They posted about themselves on the internet, I read their blogs and felt like we were best friends even though they had never heard of me. And of course, since the only reasonable way to become friends with a fashion blogger is to be a fashion blogger yourself, and I was always kind of interested in style and fashion, I thought, why not give it a go? I'm sure you'd never guess from my near daily uniform of t-shirts and twill, but I was quite the femme back in the day. In high school, I had really good luck finding vintage dresses that fit me in thrift stores. I'd layer them up with vests and tights and the occasional silk scarf. I was kind of adorable. But when I started blogging, I had to take operations underground. A lot of people in my life knew I was reading style blogs, and I took a lot of flack just for reading them, so I wasn't exactly eager to announce that I'd started my own. I'd sneak out into this little courtyard behind my dorm to take pictures and hope that no one would notice me there. And once I got a DSLR, I had my story rehearsed that I was taking self-portraits for a photography class in case I was discovered. The amount of shame involved was ridiculous. A lot of the criticisms I heard revolved around these women being too superficial, too feminine, lacking substance, and so on. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm gonna have to call sexism on that. Getting dressed might not be high art, but that doesn't mean there's no value in it or in sharing the results with others who appreciate the effort. There seems to be this idea that if a woman cares about clothes, there must be no room in her brain for anything else. That's not only absurd, but at least of the bloggers I've followed, objectively untrue. These women are largely self-taught. Writers, photographers, designers, and web developers. And in a lot of cases, they've turned their hobby into a full-time job. And I think that's great, and not dissimilar from what a lot of young men have been applauded for doing right here on YouTube. Or for you, fashion bloggers. Of course, there are more legitimate criticisms of style blogs, and that world isn't perfect. I eventually deleted my blog and cut way back on the ones I'd read because I started feeling pressure to be like hyper feminine and super sweet all the time. Two things I am definitely not. But for the most part, it's a community of women who are very supportive of each other and doing the things that they enjoy, and I think that deserves our respect. So tell me, internet, what do you think of fashion bloggers? I know there was a lot of debate about fashion and beauty gurus on YouTube recently, so I'm sure you have some thoughts. Also, I'm curious about your secret past lives on the internet. I'm sure you at least had a live journal when you were 13. Tell me your stories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.